Tonight on News Central 34, we'll tell you how students at CMU are bringing awareness to campus racism as other universities across the state crack down on racist threats found on social media.
And a look at last night's annual Dance United fundraiser, how weeks of dancing lessons paid off for over 30 nonprofit organizations.
And it was a chilly day out there today, but will we see a warm up this weekend? I'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Good evening, I'm Kylie Barber.
And I'm Stephanie Hodges. You're watching News Central 34 at 5.
Now in high definition, Mount Pleasant's own News Central 34 at 5.
New tonight, fighting racism on college campuses. After this week's scandal at the University of Missouri, other schools are on high alert. Today, police are questioning a suspect they think made anonymous threats to black students at Michigan Tech University. A tweet said the suspect was taken into custody last night. The threat was posted on messaging app Yik Yak, saying, "Going to kill all black people."
Today here on CMU's campus, students are trying to raise awareness of racism to prevent anything similar from happening here. News Central 34's Jacqueline Zeman has more.
At Central Michigan University today began a demonstration around 10 a.m. in order to bring awareness to recent events that have been happening at the University of Missouri.
Came out here today and to show our support for Mizzou and that we understand what's going on and that we're awake and we see the things happening in the world. Most people don't know what's going on, so we decided to organize this event to show people what's going on.
The demonstration started with around 3 to 5 students, according to the organizers, but then quickly grew to around 35 to 40 students.
This is kind of last minute, but in recent events, we felt that we should show support.
Students joined outside today around 10 a.m. and plan on staying out here throughout the day. For News Central 34, I'm Jacqueline Zeman.
A 5K honoring Derek Nash will be taking place tomorrow morning on campus. Nash, a former CMU football player and student, passed away this past June after a battle with leukemia. We spoke with Madeline Miller, an organizer of the 5K, who told us about the event.
5K tomorrow is a Nash Strong 5K. To register, it is $10, and all the proceeds will go to the Nash Strong Foundation for kids that have chronic illness so they can support their parents so they won't have to be alone in the hospital. I think it's important that kids aren't alone in the hospital and that parents do have the ability to spend time with them even if they can't afford to quit their job. You can support the foundation by visiting the DerekNashStrongFoundation.org. There's a link there to donate.
The event starts tomorrow morning at 9 at the East Campus Market Fountain. It's free to watch and only $10 to register.
A bill that would allow gun permit holders to carry concealed weapons in gun-free zones in Michigan might not make it much further. Today, Governor Snyder said that he would veto the legislation that would allow concealed weapons in areas like schools, college dorms, and sports stadiums. According to MLive, the concealed carry bills is paired with a bill that would prohibit openly carrying guns in schools. That's currently allowed because of what some call a loophole in state law.
Legislation that would make revenge porn a crime is awaiting action in the full Senate. The bills would make posting illicit photos and videos of a person without permission a misdemeanor. It would be punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a $500 fine. Although there's federal legislation regarding revenge porn, lawmakers say something must be done at the state level too. That's because often revenge porn happens without the material leaving the state. The legislation has already passed a Senate committee.
CMU doesn't rank too well when it comes to sexual health resources. That's according to the annual Trojan Sexual Health Report Card. The ranking is based off factors such as contraceptive availability, testing sites, sexual health education opportunities, as well as sexual assault services. CMU fell at 98 out of 140 universities nationally ranked, rising from 101 slot last year. Universities in Michigan varied in rankings. EMU ranked 113th, Western did better than CMU, landing the 37th spot. MSU ranked 11th on the list, and U of M was ranked in 4th.
A knockerball tournament took place today to help raise money for the Special Olympics of Michigan. Knockerball is an intense, competitive soccer game where all players must wear an inflatable bubble. The tournament consisted of 3-on-3 teams, and the cost was $15 to participate. The event also held a silent auction and had a global messenger speaker.
Heard of knockerball. We did some research on it and we realized it wasn't a very popular thing yet, so we thought it would be a really good event to bring to CMU for the very first time ever, and just hope to offer a new sport to everyone here. We chose Special Olympics because they are sports related with their athletes, and they're local here on campus, so we thought that that could be an advantage for us, and it has been. They have been great. They have helped us in assisting in marketing it, printing anything, donating a ton of stuff, doing anything to help us out, and so we chose them because they were local, and it was a great charity to provide to, and they have been fantastic to work with.
All proceeds of the event went to Special Olympics of Michigan.
The 4th annual Dance United fundraiser was held last night on campus. News Central 34's Clayton Cummins was there and has the story.
Hundreds of people gathered inside the McGurk Arena Thursday night for the 4th annual Dance United fundraiser. For dancers, weeks of practice all boiled down to tonight.
We had a lot of fun, so that's what it was worth it.
Smiles and laughter filled the McGurk Arena Thursday night in Mount Pleasant. 12 teams danced the night away, all part of Dance United, a fundraiser held by Central Michigan University for the United Way of Isabella County.
It's unique, and what it does is it brings the community and the university together.
United Way assists 38 nonprofit organizations in Isabella County. The group assists programs such as Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and Special Olympics. So fundraising is very important.
When you look at the dynamics of fundraising and dancing and having fun and supporting people, knowing that it's all going to benefit the community, how can you not be unselfish about that?
Participating teams not only dance in front of a crowd, but they're also responsible for raising money. Phil Wendland and Raina Harmon practiced for 2 months straight.
The crowd was really engaged, and I mean, for our team to show up and Mount Pleasant cheer team to come in and be involved too, plus we had a little tie. I think everybody liked it. We really rocked it.
For some, the dancing portion came a little more natural than to others.
The dancing was difficult for me. The fundraising was a little bit easier because I could just ask my friends, but the dancing, I need a lot of practice for that.
Regardless of what your dancing abilities may be, teams say it's time well spent.
It's just kind of cool to see how all these people are coming together to help this cause. So it's just like, you got the students, you got the faculty, you got the whole community coming together. So that was cool.
Now, tonight's fundraiser raised over $27,000 for United Way. Organizers tell me they are already planning next year's event. Reporting in Mount Pleasant, Clayton Cummins, News Central 34.
Definitely looks like that was a good time.
I know, I want to become a part of that event. That seems like a really cool thing.
So what can we expect for the forecast, Colton? It looked like it was snowing this morning
Yeah,
already.
we saw a few snowflakes out there today. I was a little surprised and a little disappointed because I'm not quite ready for the snow yet. But I think we will see a warm-up coming up during the weekend and into next week. I'll have a look at the forecast coming up after the break.
CMU is kicking off their final fall theater production. Hulu is trying to make sure you drop Netflix, and Will Smith talks about his hesitation to take his most recent role. I'll have all this and more coming up on your Entertainment Report.
Good evening, Mid-Michigan, and welcome back to News Central 34. I'm meteorologist Colton Sikoracki. It was a bit cooler out there with even some snowflakes falling in the sky today. And currently outside Mount Pleasant, we are still seeing some cloudy skies out there, but no precip right now, with a temperature around 40 degrees. Our dew point's at 32 degrees, so our humidity is kind of high, around 72%, with winds coming from the west at 13 miles per hour. A lot less windy today than it was yesterday, which is always a good time. But for our weather story, we will dry out as we head into our Saturday and even on Sunday, and we will see much warmer conditions on Sunday as temperatures will get near 60 degrees. But we will see some more stormy weather coming in during our midweek as a low pressure system will come from the south to bring us quite a bit of rain on our Wednesday. But our day planner for tomorrow. We'll start off tomorrow around 8 a.m. around 33 degrees under partly cloudy skies, warming up to a comfortable 48 degrees at 2 p.m. and cooling off by 8 o'clock to 41 degrees. So tomorrow looks to be a much nicer day than it was today. Taking a look at our satellite radar, you'll notice a lot of rain showers out there and even a few snow showers all coming off the lake with the northwesterly flow. So it's looking dry out there in Mount Pleasant right now as there's not too many rain showers in the area, but you can see it's all over the place. But they should start to die down as we head into the overnight hours. Currently outside in our local viewing area, you can see some rain showers have popped up in Big Rapids with a temperature around 37 degrees, 40 degrees over in Alma. Rain showers over in Saginaw also, but we are staying dry in Mount Pleasant with a temperature around 40 degrees. Current temperatures across the state, we're all generally in the upper 40s or low 40s, and upper 30s, with 34 degrees in Cadillac, 37 up in Escanaba, and 41 degrees over in Grand Rapids. Current winds are all coming from the west-northwest direction, with 13-mile-per-hour winds in Mount Pleasant, 13 miles per hour in Cadillac, and 10 miles per hour in Escanaba. For our Futurecast radar, notice by 8 o'clock tonight, we're not going to see too many rain showers out there just yet. But as we enter overnight, the clouds will finally start to clear out. And by tomorrow, we should see a partly cloudy day with not much precip out there. And the same story as we into overnight on Saturday and into Sunday. We won't see a lot of clouds nor any precip for us. So it's going to be a nice day out there on Sunday. But notice some of the clouds start to move in on Sunday. That will bring our next chance of rain overnight on Monday and into Tuesday. But for tonight, a low temperature around 30 degrees. We could still see a mix of rain and snow up until around 8 o'clock. But after that, it's not looking like we're going to see too much with clearing conditions with a low around 30 degrees. Winds will be coming from the west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we head into the day tomorrow, a high temperature around 48 degrees and partly cloudy skies. We will actually see the sunshine for a little bit tomorrow. We haven't seen that in the past couple of days, with winds coming from the west-northwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. 3-day forecast. You'll notice, again, 48 degrees on Saturday, but look at the sunshine on Sunday with a temperature around 60 degrees. But I think we will stay just shy of there with a high around 59 degrees, and morning temperatures are even starting to get a little bit warmer too, with a temperature around 40 degrees and slight rain chances we had today on Monday with a temperature around 58 degrees. And now back to Kylie.
Oklahoma has made its way to Mount Pleasant this weekend. For all this and more, let's go to Nick Swan with what's going on in today's entertainment.
CMU's University Theater kicked off their final production of the fall semester on Wednesday night with the hit musical Oklahoma. The nationally renowned classic is being directed by Central's own Dr. Annette Thornton, with musical direction by Dr. LaToya Lane. Set at the turn of the 20th century in a new territory called Oklahoma, a farmer and a cowboy compete for the affection of the same girl, causing chaos. You can still catch the show tonight and tomorrow at 7:30 or Sunday at 2. Tickets are on sale at CMU's Ticket Central booth, online at CMU's website, or over the phone. Hurry, though, as tickets are going fast. And for all the loyal Netflix diehards who refuse to even consider Hulu, they may have finally made the big move to steal a large percentage of Netflix users. As Netflix continues with talks to again increase its monthly charge, Hulu is reportedly in talks of selling a percentage of the company. According to Business Insider, if the deal is finalized, Hulu will sell a stake of itself to Time Warner that would value the company somewhere around $5 or $6 billion. The deal would make Time Warner an equal stakeholder as its current owners, Disney, Comcast, and Fox, and give each a 25% stake of Hulu. Time Warner's deal would include both cash and licensing rights, possibly allowing Hulu to stream programs owned by Time Warner's network of channels, including TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, and HBO. So Hulu could soon outshine Netflix and steal a good portion of their customers with all the new show additions. And with all the NFL under more scrutiny every week over concussions and long-term health effects of their players, Will Smith is starring in a new movie called Concussion, based off a true story where Smith portrays Dr. Bennett Omalu, who first discovered the brain diseases that are results from playing football. What's interesting here is that Will Smith was initially not on board with the film. In a report done by Reuters, at the film's premiere in LA on Tuesday, Smith expressed his hesitation to the audience, saying that when he had first sat down to talk about the film with Dr. Omalu, he said, "Please say something to make me not take this movie," because he was a football dad and did not want to go against the sport. But after talking with Omalu, he said he was so compelled with the story and the fact that he just didn't know the dangers, and after hearing them, he felt that as a parent, he had to be a part of it. Writer-director Peter Landsman said the movie is not intended to be confrontational or judgmental, and followed by saying that everyone has an opinion and this movie presents information to allow people to make a decision for themselves on where they stand. You can catch the film in theaters on Christmas Day. And that's all for today's entertainment. I'm Nick Swan.
Starting next week, News Central 34 is getting into the holiday spirit with Christmas in November. Here's how it works. Starting next week, Monday, we will be giving clues on air about prizes News Central will be giving away. A new clue will be given each day for 5 days. The first person to correctly guess the prize wins. Contestants will need to like us on Facebook and send us a direct message with their answers. Check out our website for the full rules.
High school football is in the heart of the playoffs. Let's take a look at some local high school matchups and where they stand. Hometown Mount Pleasant defeated Petoskey in a district final Division III matchup with a final score of 13-16. Mount Pleasant looks to play East Grand Rapids in a regional final game Saturday at 1 o'clock. In Division 8, Beale City season has ended after falling to Muskegon Catholic Central 48-13. Ithaca is in progress to get back on track after losing in the state championship last season. They rolled over Sanford Meridian Early College with a closing score of 46-16. The Yellow Jackets will face off against Laingsburg in the Division 6 regional final tonight at 7. Transitioning into Central Michigan sports, the Central Michigan men's basketball team opened up their season today at McGurk Arena, hosting Jacksonville State. The game has just gotten underway. Tip-off was at 4:30. The Chippewas have returning the entire starting lineup from last year's regular season Mid-American Conference Championship team. Central was picked to win the MAC West Division and League Tournament this year in a preseason poll. On Tuesday, the Chips will host Division III Alma. The Central Michigan volleyball team hasn't made the Mid-American Conference Tournament since 2012. The Chippewas will have to clinch a spot in the tournament away from McGurk Arena. CMU can clinch a spot with a victory in either game this Friday at Toledo or this Saturday at Ball State. The Chips defeated Toledo 3-0 and Ball State 3-1 at home in October. Toledo is ranked dead last in the conference with a 2-12 record in MAC play. Ball State is sitting at 6th place in the MAC West, 1 game ahead of Central Michigan. Buffalo is at 7th because of a tiebreaker over CMU, with Central at 8th place, 6-8 in MAC play. If they win both matches this weekend and Buffalo loses one, the Chips will jump to the number 6 seed for the next week's tournament. Both matches this weekend are set to start at 7 p.m. Jumping into Detroit sports, forward Pavel Datsyuk of the Detroit Red Wings will make his season debut tonight as the Wings play the San Jose Sharks at the Joe. Datsyuk has been recovering from a surgery from June 26 due to ruptured tendons in his right ankle. Head Red Wings coach Jeff Blashill said that Datsyuk will play on a line with Zetterberg and Abdelkader. Justin Abdelkader has recently been signed to a 7-year contract extension worth nearly $30 million. The Sharks are 3-8 in the past 11 games. Detroit has won 4 of their last 5, holding opponents to 5 goals throughout those games. Puck drop is scheduled tonight for 7:30. That's all I have for sports today. Back to Stephanie and Kylie at the desk.
Breaking news tonight in France, reports of several people killed after several shootings in central Paris. One happened in front of the restaurant in the capital. French affiliate BFM TV reports that at least 35 to 45 people are dead and hostages are being held at a concert hall. Firefighters are now treating the wounded. Police are investigating who was involved. Stay with us for the story to develop.
The Supreme Court says it will hear a challenge to key parts of Texas's 2013 abortion law. One provision at issue requires doctors who perform abortions to have admitting privileges at a nearby hospital. The law also mandates clinics to upgrade their facilities to hospital-like standards. Supporters of the law argue it's meant to protect women's health. Opponents say the measure is a disguised attempt to limit and eventually end all abortions. The U.S. Supreme Court has not heard a major abortion case since 2007. The court's decision will likely come down sometime next spring or early summer.
Stay with us. Colton will be back with a quick look at your weekend weather.
And taking a quick look at tonight's forecast, we will see the rain and snow showers move out with low temperature around 30 degrees. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we'll warm up nicely on Sunday with sunny skies with a temp around 60 degrees. And as we head into our midweek, we will see the rain chances with a lot of rain expected on Wednesday with high around 61 degrees. But we will cool back off as we head towards next weekend.
That's all for our show tonight. For Colton Sikoraki and Jolyn Bruni, I'm Kylie Barber.
And I'm Stephanie Hodges. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.